Welcome to King James 1611, and today I wanted to speak about something that's been a little bit on my heart, and I guess just more and more as how God has put me in the walk of apologetics, I think, and I guess questioning some actions we have done in the past and change it around again to figure out, if some parts of it were right or how we could do better, and I don't know, make us a better witness is how I just feel with it. And one case I'll show of that is, well, let's start out with just a broad, just how in the past and maybe how television put us Christians as these monk people that probably sit in our house and do nothing because everything is sin. In the past, we've had a lot of churches, and churches still to this day, or whatever, trying to be that controlling. I mean, from clothing to, I don't know, I've heard churches say that, going to the movie theater is bad, you're going to get possessed, or whatever. And then, I don't know, I had a question about, like the late 70s, early 80s, when role-playing gaming was on in its beginnings, or whatever, and it was questioned. And I found out, and with a few great sources, and I like Chick publications. They put out good tracks, or whatever. But in that past, or whatever, I think they kind of just a little bit ran with the news article and the I can't say that, over sensationalism, or whatever, with that. And in my honest opinion, right now, and as myself, because basically not sort of knowing until now or whatever that I basically grew up kind of playing, or at least in high school played a sort of Dungeons and Dragons thing. I played Final Fantasy or whatever. And looking at the board game, there is no Ouija boards. We're not drawing pentagrams in the middle of the table and like conjuring up demons or Satan. So I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it except the same problem we have with everything else and video games, which is just time consumption. And that's where balanced faith life goes back into it. I struggle with that or whatever. I'm not going to come down on anybody or whatever. It's just when you're going to do that, if you ever play anything like that or whatever, it's have a balanced faith life that week, because it's going to be better for you in the long run, because I don't know, just trash in, trash out, or whatever. You have to feed your spiritual man or whatever, or you're gonna, struggle more. Enemy's gonna fight you even harder. So basically, that's what I'm gonna say with it. I'm not gonna come on down on anybody with that. Basically, I've shown a little bit of interest in it. I play some of the online ones or whatever, and I've talked a little bit with a new friend of mine. And now, with the movie situation, or whatever, I can probably just throw into it basically what my grandpa's taught me. If you have any conviction with it, or whatever, maybe don't do it. Pray to the Lord about it. Figure out what you need to do, or whatever. Everybody has their own thing with God, or whatever, and I mean, the Holy Spirit just knows you better than anybody on the planet, because Holy Spirit knows what you're gonna go through and all that, and you just need to see maybe that's borderlining for me and could put me in a bad situation or whatever. And that's where with some church people, they try to preach to you, that you can't do that because they can't do that or whatever. And we're all not going to live like monks, because if we preach like that, nobody's going to do anything, and then basically we're all hiding in our houses, looking out the window, being like, we can't go out there. It's sinful to go out there. Can't do that, or whatever. All of us have different convictions or whatnot. And, I mean, that's like, I've had talk with my grandpa with, hanging out with some friends that drink and stuff, especially like when I've went to the convention or whatever, and I basically sat with him, because at first I had the thought, I was like, Jesus sat with and ate and drank, not drank alcohol, but, ate and drank with sinners and publicans. So, basically it's myself witnessing without, coming down on the people saying, you can't drink around me or whatnot. I just sit and talk with them, and they ask me if I want something like that. I'll just say, no, I really don't believe in it, but I'm not going to condemn you. It's not my place or whatever. It's God's place. I'm just there as a witness. So, you know, basically that's how I feel with my walk with the Lord or whatever. We need to kind of dig deeper with some of the things that we have issues with, or and see what the root of it is all. And with the board games or role playing games, one thing I'll just say to you is just watch who you're with, because if the article that came up in the 80s, be it that it was fake, be it not, use wisdom with it. Watch who you hang out with or whatever, and maybe just I don't know, maybe don't hang out with people that do drugs and things, or I don't know, just you gotta be careful. I don't know, it's no more different than playing like imaginary shooting guns in the backyard, or playing cowboys in our backyard. Basically playing that is it's like taking a role in a movie, but it's a movie that sits at a table. It's like a radio play, so it's a little more in depth than a radio play. I guess it's kind of like doing a Lord of the Rings at the middle of your table or whatever. But just use wisdom. Look at the people you hang out with. Are you comfortable to hang out with them like that and play something like that? And hopefully they do not interject any sex or anything that could be harmful, which for rolling dice and possibly moving figurines, or just reading paper and going through imaginary dungeons and villages, pillaging for treasure and killing fake monsters. I don't know why real swords or anything harmful, or why anybody would make you have sex with anybody else. I mean, the thing allows freedom, but it's not written in the book from what I've read with another Christian person that plays with that. But people can do that. I just look at who I'm playing with. If they're playing for fun, I'll be there. If they're playing to do something physical, no. So, that's all I have to say about that. Nothing more wrong than it than that. Going to the movies, just watch whatever that you watch. If you have convictions over anything, I probably, just in my own thing, probably wouldn't watch anything that I guess involves... I don't know, because any movies that some people like The Conjuring didn't really have any conjuring of anything. It was just a story. But some people were worried about that back then. I don't know, anything that probably has any realistic portrayal of somebody, I guess, trying to conjure up Satan, I guess. I don't know, because most of that stuff they really don't usually depict it, and it's depicted in a fantasy manner. So I don't know, anything else with me. I don't watch anything with sex in it. And I don't watch anything that's close to, I guess, pornography, which is basically just sex or whatever. But anything that makes you lust, just don't. That's basically the only rule I got. It's not that hard. But have a great week, and I really didn't put a lot of word into the beginning talking portion of this, but I'll try to interject at an end just a little bit of some verses to follow up with all that. And it's not hard, guys. We can have fun. We just abstain from a lot of things and just stay away from friends that have tons of peer pressure and don't have respect for you, because a person that doesn't have respect for you probably shouldn't be friends with you, because they're going to get you in trouble. So just have a great day, and God bless.